our chapter 11 on measurement. And last Thursday, we did our first lesson on measuring with inches. Who remembers what part on their body can show us an inch? Hayden?
Our knuckle to our...
The end of our thumb, right? So everybody put out your thumbs like this. So the end of your thumb to your thumb's knuckle is about an inch. Okay, about an inch. Now, we learned last Friday with Mrs. Alm that we have two of these in a foot. Now, there's also a body part on you that is about a foot. Now, mine is probably a foot. Yours are not there yet, but they're close. What would that be, Tyson?
Your actual foot.
Your actual foot. So, did Mrs. Alm have you try your foot on your ruler?
No.
Okay, try to put your foot on your ruler. And no, please don't take off your shoes. Because actually your shoes are going to actually help get it closer.
Extend.
Okay, because mine, I'm going to use Mason's desk here, is not even quite a foot either. Does anyone, like Raylan, I know you have big feet.
Mine's like 9 inches.
So yours is 9? Okay.
Mine's
All right.
longer than Raylan.
Okay, now put your rulers down. Okay. Okay, rulers down, please.
Mine's 9.5.
Now, last week with Mrs. Alm on Friday, I hope she talked about the yardstick. Why did she talk about yardstick? Okay, can I have you take off your hat, please? Thank you. Now, if I have a yardstick, does anyone remember how many inches this is at total? Hayden?
35.
Not quite. I mean, I shouldn't say not quite. A little bit more. Addie? 3 feet. It is 3 feet. So, if I took 3 ruler sticks, they're each 12, and I lay down 1 foot, which is 12, and I lay down another one, that'd be 24, and if I lay down a third one, 24 plus 12.
35.
Ellie, yes?
35.
No. Hayden?
36.
36. So, even though on my ruler stick, you guys can maybe see this. There's a 35 here. But my ruler stick's not cut off there. It's cut off down here. John, do you not want my chair? Do you want it? Okay, then sit and watch, please, because you're bugging Ingrid. Okay? So, they just can't fit the 36 on there. Because it's cut off. Okay? So, there's 36 inches, or 3 feet, in a yard. Okay? Now, if I wanted to measure something small, I would use inches. If I want to measure something a little bit bigger,
Centimeters.
I would use a foot or 12 inches or a ruler. If I wanted to use something bigger like you guys did on Friday with Mrs. Alm, what did you guys use? Yardstick. Now, what if I wanted to measure this room from that cupboard or that side, that wall, to this wall? What tool am I going to use? Raylan?
Tape measure.
I am. Exactly.
That's what me and my dad did to measure.
So we are going to learn in our country, there's a few other countries, but in our country, we use the customary tools. And the customary tools are inches, feet, yards, and then we'll learn the next one would be miles. But if we want to have a bigger tool, we would use a measuring tape. Now, Raylan, come up here. Raylan, you were right. If I wanted to measure from that wall to this wall, I'm I'm not going to use ruler sticks. I'm not going to use inches. Oh, let's see if we can even go. Carson, come in the middle and just hold it up so it doesn't like bonk anyone on the head.
You're gonna hit me in the
And the
head.
best thing to measure would be on the floor. But since we have desks.
This would not be an accurate.
No, it wouldn't be accurate. You're right. And guess what? Oh, I don't even know if this one's not going to go that far. Guess what? This one doesn't even go that far. So this one,
Ours goes a lot.
now this one is at 24 and a half feet.
That's like 10 months.
This one's 24 and a half feet. So my room is bigger than 24 and a half feet across. So if we wanted something big and long to measure, we want to get out our fingers to measure in inches. We won't want to get out ruler sticks or even yardsticks. We want to get a tape measure. Okay? Now Raylan's doing a great job of holding it. Because tape measures, what do they like to do sometimes?
Sometimes
They
ruffle
will
it. Bend a little.
snap a little bit, yeah.
Act like a snake. I got cut by one.
You purposely do that.
Ours is 30.
Is it?
They,
So this one's 25 feet. Okay?
the tape measures act like snakes.
They do.
Okay,
Okay, now we're gonna do this lesson together, and we're gonna have to find the appropriate tool. So on the front page, sorry, I must have accidentally exited out of this. Oh, I'm in the wrong chapter here. Okay, on the first page, do you see how there's 3 boxes? Okay, on the first box, it says, draw an object you would measure with an inch ruler in box number 1. So think about, on Thursday with Mrs. Murphy, what are some things we use a ruler to measure with? Addie.
Well, we measured the cabinet over
The
there.
cabinet with the ruler sticks, we did use that. So you could draw that filing cabinet as best as you could. I know it's not going to be perfect, but that would be a great example. Hayden, the outlet.
Outlet.
Yes, we used the outlet. I like that example to measure in inches. Because we went using a yardstick. We didn't even try to use this. LES, the Smarties. We had, was it Journey Smarties that we measured? Yep. Another one would be your pencils. I was just thinking about that right now. You guys are holding your pencils, and all your pencils would probably be different inches because they're all different sizes. Ingrid,
The split.
the clip charts, or the clip. No, the clip, right? That's what we did?
Exactly.
Good one. Lewis,
We did the clip.
what did you draw?
Paper.
Oh, your paper. That's
Measure
great.
paper.
So I like all of your guys' examples. You guys have good memory. I'm going to draw a pencil. You only have to draw one thing. And I'm also going to draw a piece of paper because I love Lewis's idea.
No, but we actually did.
Okay, just draw it as best as you can.
Can you do two, Miss Murphy?
You definitely can.
You can do.
You just have to have at least one.
a pencil. That's a pencil.
It's a rectangle, triangle, and a semicircle. Okay, that's box 1. Now in box 2, the directions say to draw an object, you would measure, draw an object you would measure with a yardstick. So think about on Friday, I was gone, but I know you went around with Mrs. Alm and measured some things around the room with a yardstick. Ellie, so the bulletin board, you measured how tall it was. Good. I love that example. What else did you do, Kinsley?
That.
the word wall. You measured that with a yardstick. Good. Kaden,
We measured the clever touch.
the clever touch.
That's what I'm drawing.
Okay, perfect. Lila.
We measured. I mean, it's kind of the same thing that Ellie did, but we measured here to all the way up
Okay,
there.
so you could just draw my whiteboard.
Yeah.
So you could either draw a bulletin board, a whiteboard, the word wall, the clever touch. Carson, the window going across. Okay. Aria, you could also use that for a yardstick. It probably wouldn't be two full ones, but it would be pretty close. Ingrid?
We measured the
I
map.
was going to say, when I got to school this morning, because I didn't come in this weekend, I normally do, but I didn't, and my math was still down. So I was like, yes, the second graders measured the math that was down, because it was down. So I knew you guys used it.
I forgot how long it was.
Okay? Okay. All right, last one, Lewis.
We measured our chairs.
Okay. With
And
the
our
yardstick
table.
you did?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, you pick one to draw.
Can we maybe go around the thing and do it? Can you write more than one?
Sure.
Ooh, yeah. I'm writing two.
Yep, you need to have at least one. You want to draw a couple, that's fine.
How do you spell clever touch? It's
Can you see it there?
Oh, I didn't even know.
If you can see it, I know it's kind of small.
C-E-R-E-T.
Whatever. You could sound it out.
O-U-H.
I'll put it over here because it's kind of small. Sorry, that accidentally got connected there.
It actually looks like yours.
It does.
E-E-R-T-O-U-C-A.
Okay,
Touch.
now on the last number 3. This is what in our classroom would we have to use a tape measure to measure? Okay, LEA.
The rug.
The rug, definitely the rug.
Oh, thanks,
I like that one. Journey.
How long the word wall is.
Yeah, even, I mean, I could use a yardstick, I could use a tape measure to see how long that word wall was too. Good. Mason.
Me.
Oh, I could use a yardstick to measure you. Because a lot of times if you go to the doctor, do they measure with rulers or with yardsticks?
No.
No, they usually have something on the wall that's like this, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So you could draw yourself. Wyatt?
So when I went to the doctor, I think for my board thing, they told me to step on this weight. Do you know where it was? In the floor.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Oh yeah. It's invisible. Like,
Isn't
you
that
can't even
amazing?
see it.
And you're like, what am I stepping on? I'm just stepping on the floor, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like underneath. Well, it's part of the floor, right? Isn't that amazing? Yeah, you don't have to step on this big
Yeah,
thing
it's
anymore.
weird.
What? You don't?
No, you just.
Where? Why? Where?
Is it metal or is it just carpet?
Wait.
I feel like it's metal.
It's just carpet.
Is
Wait.
it?
Do you do a doll somewhere?
And then the last time I weighed myself, I was still in the double digits.
Pretty soon to be in.
80 pounds.
Pretty soon to be in the triple digits, right?
Triple?
Okay.
I don't want to be in that.
Okay, 2 more, and then we'll get drawing. Tyson,
We can't measure your desk with a yardstick. Well, yeah, we can.
you probably could. I think a yardstick would be the best for your desk, wouldn't you think?
No, yours.
Oh, mine. Maybe going across it, maybe. Hey, Lila.
If you have a
You need a yardstick to measure. I mean, you would need a tape measure to go. You know the black cabinet thing all the way to there to all the way to the mailbox.
Yeah, if you wanted to measure that whole area there, you would need that. Okay, go ahead. You draw one thing. If you want to draw 2.
I'm gonna draw you, Miss Murphy.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I'm
Okay.
drawing the room. It just says it's too
Somebody
big.
else-
I'm drawing the school.
And then it says,
What?
Oh,
You need like 10.
Oh, my rugs. I was thinking, what was the other really cool thing?
You
The
need
rug.
like 1,000. I'm gonna make a really good one.
what, the whole world?
I'm drawing the school. I'm gonna
Look how tall you are.
I got a rock.
Whole
This is
world
tall.
you need like a million.
This is Wednesday. I did on the floor on the mile.
Dude, measure like a
It's a ruler, not a
Okay.
rock.
and like 50 yards. Wait, you guys look. Are you It's 12 years old.
Okay, when you have your objects drawn for your ruler, your yardstick, and then the tape measure, go ahead and flip it to the next page to the guided practice, okay? You don't have to make them too detailed. I'm not going to be picky when I grade it. I'm just going to make sure that you gave it effort.
I did really.
I know, I was just thinking that too.
This looks like a diamond with
Okay, I'm going to give you 1 more minute starting now. 1 more minute and we got to move on.
I told the funny.
This perfect
What?
show it.
Good night. We need 30 seconds. Then we got to move on. 30 seconds. Mason, no.
It said to.
Oh my gosh.
Can I color
Okay, 5 seconds.
Addie, I asked for on the red carpet.
All right, time is up. Flip your paper. Okay, on the next page, at the top, where it says guided practice, it says you can select and use tools to measure length. Circle the tool you would use to measure a marker. So looking up at our choices, we have our marker. We have the inch ruler, the yardstick, or the measuring tape. And you can kind of already tell which one's the right answer. What is it, LEA?
Ruler.
The ruler. So go ahead right now, Carson. You should be circling that. Carson. Okay, if you don't circle it, I'll make you go back and fix it. Now, here's a helpful hint. You measure objects shorter than a foot with an inch ruler. Objects longer than a foot with a yardstick. And objects longer than 3 feet with a tape measure. So if something's going to be bigger than 3 feet, you're going to want to use a tape measure.
You know it's
Okay.
gonna be better.
All right. Now, we did this on Thursday and Friday, so we're pros at this. We are going to estimate first, and then we're going to actually measure and find the actual measurement. So on number 1, who can tell what that is? Addie, what is it?
The eraser.
The eraser. And it looks like a whiteboard eraser.
It actually kind of.
Okay?
It looks like a blue thing.
So, what tool are we going to use? Oh, actually, guys, we don't have to really estimate on this one. Instead, we have to actually give it the tool. Addie, what tool?
A ruler.
A ruler. So, I guess we don't have to estimate today. We're just going to write ruler.
Can I write?
Okay, now in your head, I want you to estimate. I'm only going to take 3 estimates. How many inches do you think this is? We don't have to write it down today like we did the last 2 days. I was thinking we did, but we don't. Ingrid,
1 inch.
you're estimating this is only this inch?
No.
Okay. So maybe just add a few more. What are you thinking, Greg? 2. Okay. Mason? 3. Okay, last one I'm going to take is Charlotte. 3. Okay, so I got 2, 3, and 3. Addie, would you bring up your ruler?
Mine's 4.
And we're going to see how many inches this is. Okay, lay it at the 0. How many is it?
4, but it's in the middle.
Well, we're going to go to the closest.
5.
5. It is 4 or 5.
I said 4 or 5.
So we're going to put
I
5
did 6.
inches.
I knew it was 5.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
John, look.
Okay. We are going to do this one in a minute. But we're going to come back to it. On number 2. What is it wanting us to measure, Lila?
It's wanting us to measure our hand.
Oh, on number 2.
Oh, it's wanting us to measure like a wall to another wall.
Yeah, but I think it's a little bit more specific. Not like
Hallway.
a hallway. Because it looks like it's in a hall. So we're going to go measure that in a minute. But guys, what do we need to measure that? Brooklyn?
Not a yardstick, but the thing that you put
Tape measure.
Yeah, that tape.
What's this called?
The tape measure?
Tape. So let's write on the line. The tool we're going to need is a tape to measure.
Can I do it with you?
Okay. Now, we'll come back to this one in a minute and actually measure it. But I want you to predict how many feet across from our hallway, so where your lockers are, to the kindergarten lockers. What do you think that is? And we're probably going to have to measure in feet. So we know it's going to be more than 3 feet because it's going to be bigger than a yardstick. So we need to use this. Kaden, what are you predicting?
Predicting like 10 feet.
10. Okay, good prediction. Libby,
10.
10. Okay, another 10. And one more prediction, Lewis.
10.
10?
Mine's 12.
Okay. All right. Now, we're going to go do this one in a few minutes. We're going to do all the classroom ones first. And then we'll actually see what the actual measurement is, okay? Now, number 3. We can do this one because what do we need to measure, Aria? Your hand. Okay. What are we going to need to measure our hand, John?
A ruler.
Our ruler. So on the line, please write ruler.
Middle finger is.
Okay. All right. We're going to not predict on this one. Just go ahead and put the palm of your hand at the 0. Okay. So the palm of your hand, kind of where your palm meets your wrist, is going to be there. And your top of your middle finger is where they want us to go. And we're going to go to the nearest inch. Okay, Elias, what was yours? 6. Riley? 6. Kinsley? 6. You want to tell Mrs. Nagel bye? All right. Did anyone not get 6?
No.
Addie?
I got 5.
5? You must have a smaller hand. That's okay.
I got 6.
No, my question wasn't asking who got 6. Did anyone not get 6? Lewis, what'd you get?
5.
5 too. Mason, what'd you get?
15.
Your hand is bigger than this roller stick?
My hand is 15.
No, that'd be 15 inches. It's not inches.
15
You're
centimeters.
maybe on centimeters. You're on the wrong side, buddy.
It's a centimeter.
So, it's not 15. Because 15 didn't mean your hand's bigger than the ruler stick.
Yeah, and that's not.
That's probably not possible.
That's not true.
Lily, what'd you get? You had 5 too. Carson? 5. Journey? 5. I got some small hand kiddos. Corla? 5. Actually, half of you are 5, half of you are 6.
Wait, I might be.
Aria, what did you get? 6. Okay, last 3. Kaden, what'd you get? You are close like Mrs. Murphy. Mine is almost a 7 too. Lila.
Mine is like in the middle, 6 and 7.
Oh, yeah,
So
then
I
you're
don't really know.
You're just see which one's the closest.
6 and a
And
half.
Ingrid.
5 and a half.
Okay. Now, write whatever yours was at and make sure you label it IN.
Mine's closer to 6, but
Yeah, just go to the closest inch, please. Make sure you label it, because if you don't label it, I'm going to mark it wrong.
I have 6.
mine was 7.
Broke my crane.
Okay, flip your papers over.
You forgot 7.
All right, we're going to go on to number 4.
Hallway 1.
Okay, number 4. Our object is a Kleenex box. Awesome. Now Lily's grabbing it from Mrs. Murphy. A tissue box, a Kleenex box. Thank you, Lily. All right. Looking at this box, what is your which tool are we going to need to use? A ruler. We're going to need to use a ruler. Okay, make some predictions. How many inches do you think this is? Raise your hand if you have a prediction. Aria, 3 inches? 3 of your fingers. Think about that. 3 of your fingers. Tyson?
5.
5. Raylan?
7.
7. Okay. Lily, would you bring your ruler up here since you got this from Miss Murphy? And Lily's going to measure from the 0.
I'm doing 7. I'm doing 7.
10. I think
I do
9.
I think it's 9.
Okay, Lily, tell them what is that?
9.
9.
I knew it. I guess 7.
Okay. Number 5.
It had to be
Who thinks they know what we have to measure on this one? Kaden, what is that?
our lockers.
Yes, we're going to have to measure our lockers. We're going to do that in a minute also. When we go in the hallway, we'll measure the hallway and then we'll measure the lockers. What are we going to have to use for that, Kaden?
Tape measure.
Definitely a tape measure.
Well, unless you have a tiny locker, then maybe.
Or I could go pick up the locker.
Now, think. Who is our first locker right here? Aria's. Aria's all the way down to like the last locker where we have like LES. Is it LES or Lila? Lila, and then I actually did have another 2nd grade locker for those Kleenex boxes and stuff. So we're gonna measure the whole 2nd grade lockers. So think in that whole section, how many feet do you think that is? Raise your hand if you have a prediction. Brooklyn, what do you think?
38.
Okay. Kaden.
24.
Okay. Tyson.
24.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna measure that in just a few minutes. All right. Now, number 6. What is that, LEA? It's stick glue, a glue stick. So, LEA, what do we need to use to measure that? Yeah, I think you're right, a roller.
Well, you could use something different, but it would be.
Yeah, it would be.
I do think of stick glue.
Okay, now I think we measured this on Thursday, right? We measured the glue stick. And we know that some glue sticks are bigger than others. Let's not even predict on this one because you guys should remember. You should, because I remember. There was 2 different inches we had. For the smaller one, what do we get, LES? 3. And if you have a bigger one, what was it? Raise your hand if you remember. Kinsley. It was 4. Yep. So Mrs. Murphy's going to put 3 or 4 inches. You can pick either one. And if you want to pick it depending on what you have, that's fine. us to measure? Charlotte? The swing set going across. So we're gonna have to go outside, but we're gonna do that last.
No messing around outside.
What are we gonna have to use to measure that? Brooklyn?
Tape measure.
Tape measure. And ours is, when I look at ours is really long. I think we might even have to do some adding because I don't even think one tape measure of, what was it, 25 feet?
I guess we could take some rulers out.
We're gonna have to do some adding. So we'll measure, see how far this goes, just like Raylan and Mrs. Murphy figured out that my room is bigger than 25 feet. We might have to add like 25 feet plus how many more. So it might take some adding on our part. All right. Do you guys have any predictions on how big you think going across, like from this across all the way that way? How many feet, Libby?
30.
30. Good prediction. Raylan?
31.
31. Take one more prediction. Journey.
Probably less than 24.
You think less than 24? Okay, what's your prediction? Like what number? Just take a guess.
Probably about 15.
Okay, perfect. Okay, all right, we'll come back and we'll actually get the measurement in a minute. Now we got 2 more things to measure before we get to go do the fun ones. We are gonna do the height of your desk. Did you do this with Mrs. Alm on Friday? I think you did. Now, you definitely could use rulers, but what's the best one to use? Yardstick. Because, remember, if something is going to be more than 3 feet, you're going to want to use a yardstick. Or, since your desks are shorter, you could use a ruler. So, which one should we put? What do you think we should put? Charlotte? 3? You want to put rulers? Okay, so let's put rulers. If you want to put a yardstick, that's fine too. It's just not quite a full yardstick. All right. So I know you did this with Mrs. Om. Go ahead right now and measure how many inches your desks are. You know where they are? No. You don't have to ask me or tell me.
I'm just gonna grab one. I was grabbing two.
Okay.
I'm just gonna grab it.
Oh, it's across. You can measure it. Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Go like this. Kind of that did both, kind of.
We measured this desk and we got the answer.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for letting
Oh my God. Miss Murphy. Miss Murphy. It's about 24.
Yay, 30 seconds to be done measuring.
Mine's 24 feet.
10 seconds.
Murphy, can I sharpen?
It looks like it's short enough. Okay, and time is up. All right. How many ruler sticks or inches did you get, Elias? measure to the top or where exactly your rulers are measured. And if you go like on top of each other, it also is like, did you line them up perfectly? So about 26, that's why it has the word about. Lewis.
Me and John worked together and we got 27.
27, so you
27
got
and a half. Mommy.
Okay,
6 and a half.
all right,
27 and a half.
all right, perfect. Raylan, what'd you get about?
24.
24. I heard a lot of kids up here said they got 24 inches too.
I got 20.
Journey. You got 24 too? Brooklyn?
I got 20. It's like even. I got 23 and 24.
Is it in the middle of them? Oh, okay. All right. Libby,
It's 25.
I was going to say, some of them had to have gotten 25. Okay, so I would say, if you got one of these, sorry, my ends are not very good. If you got one of these, write it down. Because that's what it's about. Okay, the last thing we need to measure is, it looks like a tile floor, but we actually have these in our classrooms. Look on the floor. We have the purple squares. What do you think we're going to need to measure that? What do you think, Libby?
Ruler.
A ruler. All right. So, we're kind of running low on time, so instead of predicting, I would just like you to measure. They're squares, so it doesn't matter which way you measure, because a square is a perfect size.
I need to go back to get the rulers. It's 2 rulers. I already know that.
Is it?
Yeah. 24 and a half. 21. That's 2 rulers. It's 2 rulers. I knew it was supposed to be 2 rulers. These are ones that have 0. It's 25 inches. Good job. This is inches. Oh, why did you kick your car? That wasn't me. That was Sean. That was Charlotte. That was Charlotte. I believe Charlotte. It wasn't me.
All right, second graders, come back to your desks. I think everybody's got measurements. Okay, I'm going to say on the count of 3. Tell me because I think you guys got all the same. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
24!
Okay, 24 inches. Okay, should be about 24. Okay? And if you got 25 or 23, maybe you didn't line up perfectly, but it should be about 24. Okay, now, we have about 7 minutes, and I want to try to get these next 3 measurements done quickly. I know we'll get the hallway one done. I'm not sure if we'll get outside now, or maybe at the end of the day, because I don't want us to be late for music. Maybe we should do that. Maybe let's do the hallway ones, and then at the end of the day, we'll go out early to play, and then we'll measure that first. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do the hallway ones. So leave your rulers here. Now, I know we are not done with math, and I know kindergarten, first grade are still working. So I think our voices will need to be a 0 or a 1. Okay? Let's go to the door. And wait there, Aria. Go to the door. No rulers needed.
I purposely punched you.
I just moved my.
I know the kids.
I just made
I know it's
I was going to start.
Well, remember, wrote this down in case I would forget, about how many feet is our hallway across. Riley, you remember? 10 feet. Good job. So right here, you are going to write 10. And let me show you the abbreviation for feet. It's FT period. We get rid of the E's. Okay? FT period. Okay, the last one was our lockers. So we're going to have to flip. We're going to have to flip back. No, flip to the next page. And the lockers. How come you don't have the tools? Before you go outside, you have to write the tools. Look at Carson. He has the tools on all of them. Libby, what was it for the lockers?
24 inches.
Not inches.
Feet.
Feet. 24 feet. And LES, do you remember how many inches that was?
290.
But yeah, 290 is what it came out to be exactly. So 24 feet, but if you wanted inches, I'll just put it in parentheses. And you can do it if you want to, but it was 280 inches. So it was like 24 feet and 2 inches.
No, 290.
Okay. All right, now I need you to leave these on your desk because we'll do the playground one a little bit later. Okay. It is music time, and we're running a little bit behind, so if you need to go bathroom, you got like a minute to go and get back in, so be quick and quiet. Go ahead and go.